Hello, Brian the Fanboy here, and today I'm gonna talk about Nicktoons. Now, I'm not gonna talk about every Nicktoon because, there's so many, and I'm just gonna stop at a certain point. So anyway, I was around when Nicktoons was new. I was 5 years old, and it was 1991. I just know the part because look it up. So anyway, but the original lineup for Nicktoons was Dog, followed by Rugrats, followed by Ren and Stimpy. Now, I did read up that they premiered on on a night. I think it was a Friday night for a special airing. But I mostly have memories of watching them on weekend mornings. Now, the first Nicktoon to ever air was of course Doug. And one of the things I liked about that show was because it was something that young boys can relate to. I mean, before Doug, there was Clarissa as the doll. I mean, both boys and girls did enjoy that show, but they could it's mostly girls can relate to that character, but with Doug, young boys can relate to him. And it was also, it felt the same formula about any show about a teenage boy, as a best friend, has a crush on a girl, goes through, gets a hard time from bully, and so on. And also, because of that, I did write an journal when I was a kid. Of course, that was some time after I learned how to read and write. Of course, eventually I kind of stopped, not because I was interested in writing journals, it just happened. Another interesting thing about it was that, for some reason, Nickelodeon decided not to continue airing new episodes of Doc. But one time I remember watching the characters on the show on ABC, on Disney's ABC's One Saturday Morning, which were known as Friends Speaking Dog, and there were some difference. So the only episodes you could see on Dog on Nickelodeon were just the Nickelodeon show episodes over there. The Disney ones will be on ABC with Disney Channel a few years later. Now the next cartoon, I mean Nicktoon, will be Rugrats. And I found that was an interesting cartoon because like where it had the babies going on adventures and all that stuff. And for a while, they didn't make new episodes, so they would just air reruns. Just like they would air reruns of Dog as well. But eventually, new episodes would start airing again on Nickelodeon with you know, since with the new movie, not yet because when the first Rugrats movie was first coming out, and eventually a new episode of Rugrats started to appear with new characters, and eventually it got a spin-off show known as Okra Now, where the babies and the 3-year-old characters were teenagers or preteens. Now, the next Nicktoon will be, of course, Ren and Stimpy. Now, this is a special one for me because you see, I used to watch that show a lot when then Anna mine back when she was still living with us. Of course, at the time we didn't get a lot of the jokes in it because I was a kid and she was new to the country, so we didn't get all the jokes until many years later. Once my aunt trying to learn how things work in this country, and once I learned some things when I got older. And I'm not gonna repeat the jokes on in this video because this channel is for all ages. So I don't want to do something that would get me in trouble. For causing something that would cause a child to learn something that they're not supposed to. Of course, it is amazing that a cartoon like that got away with being shown on Nickelodeon. I also remember that Ren and Stimpy would air on Snack, which talk more about another video. Oh yeah, forgot about Ren and Stimpy. Well, I did meet the voice of Ren and Stimpy. I think I was in Comic Con. I think it was back in 2013. It was the first comic book convention I ever went to, and he was also the same voice as Doc, as well as Fry from Futurama. He's also the voice of the Red and M&M. At least I think he's still lives, but I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So for a few years, me and my aunt were watching like Doc and Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy. And then, once she started not living with us anymore, well, more Nicktoons were added anyway. And of course, one thing was Rocco's Modern Life. It was the first Nicktoon to air after the original three. Now, at first I thought Rocco was a kangaroo because, before that, kangaroos were the only marsupials I knew about. I think it was around one of the episodes where I learned he was a wallaby. Because I didn't know what wallabies were. I just thought he was a kangaroo because, he came out of a pouch in the opening credits. Now, another Nicktoon that came, I think 1 year after was, of course, Ariel Monsters, which was about, a group of these monsters that go to a school so they learn how to scare humans. And, there was an episode that revealed that they had to scare humans because if they don't, they disappear forever. Oh, also remember that the Ariel monsters did appear in an episode of the Rugrats as well. Back when the show returned from its hiatus. Now, there's this other cartoon, which is not a Nicktoon because it never aired on Nickelodeon, but it was made by the same people who made Rugrats and Ariel Monsters, and it was called let's see, Santo Bogido, which was about this town of bugs, and they're more like the stereotypical Mexican kind of thing, but I never watched that show much because well it was never Nickelodeon, and I only saw a few episodes. Or at least I think I saw one episode, but I kind of lost track of the channel it was on. Now, here's another Nicktoon called Kablam, which was their motto was where cartoons and comics collide. Now, back then I didn't consider it as a Nicktoon because it didn't air on weekend mornings back when it was new. I mean, I thought that Nicktoon would only count if it aired on Nickelodeon on weekend mornings, but it wasn't a Nickelodeon, and it was part of the Snake Block. And what made this different from the other Nicktoons that came before was that well, it was made up of different segments. You see, it was hosted by these cartoon kids called Henry and June. I think that's for the names, and they had certain themes for each episode. There was, and well, the first segment I remember from that show was first was Nissan Fondue, which was about these friends who were living in the world of Cadillac people, and well, for a while I thought they were brothers, and that they lived with their parents. Oh, oh, hold on, I'm interrupting here. All right, sorry about that. Now, like I said before, Sniss and Fondue were about these two characters who live in a world full of cat-like people. And well, at first I thought they were brothers living with their parents. Of course, I found out that they weren't related at all. I mean, they were just four people living in the same house, so technically they were roommates. Now, the next segment of the plan will be Action League Now, which was a stop motion series that was originally introduced in two episodes of all that. And well, each episode of that segment will be a two-parter. Of course, there was a four-part episode where You have to watch the next episode of Plan to finish watching, the whole story. Now, another segment in Kaplan will be Prometheus and Paul, which is a about this alien that's trying to educate the Stone Age man. Of course, it doesn't always go the well for them because, well, usually there's this monkey that kind of messing stuff for them. And of course, there's also Life with Luby, which is, well, about this girl who goes into some kind of crazy adventures, and in some episodes when her brother tried to explain some things, in a scientific way, the mother would just interrupt by saying something silly. No, anyway, there were other segments in Kaplan, but yeah, that's one more thing I remember. Now, the next Nicktoon to air on Nickelodeon will be Hey Arnold, which is about this boy with a football shaped head. And yes, I remember watching that show on Nickelodeon. Now, another a show I remember watching Nickelodeon will be Angry Beavers, which was about these two beavers, and well, they had to move out of their house because, according to Beaver Society, the first litter will have to live on their own once the second litter is born. And there were a lot of crazy adventures in that show as well. And then comes the final Nicktoon I'm gonna talk about in this video, and that will be a cat dog, which is about this creature that is half dog and half cat. And I remember that the first episode aired on right after the Kids Choice Award in 1998, I think. Now, every Nicktoon that came after that, well, some I did bother watching, and others I didn't bother watching because, well, it all depended on what I was interested in. Also, because it was 98 at the time, I was getting close to becoming a teenager, and since I didn't want to be made fun of for so watching cartoons, I was trying to what I watch some kind of a teen drama, which I heard a lot of teenagers watch. Of course, I didn't get into it as much until I started watching Seven Heaven, but that's not what this video is about. And well, I don't know what you can. I think there are some things that you can watch on VRV right now, but I do not know if it will be true any longer because I heard that Netflix is making some kind of plan with Nickelodeon, probably with some original content as well. I do not know if they're going to also add some of the old Nicktoons as well. You just gonna you just gonna have to wait and see what happens. And I'm not being paid by Nickelodeon to talk about Nicktoons. I'm just sharing my memories of what I used to watch when I was growing up. And I think that's it for this video. And I'll see you next time. Bye.